Hello everybody, this is Jeannie T from It's All About Yarn, Knit and Crochet. How are you all doing? Well, this is what I've been making for Christmas in July. I have run out of yarn twice. I had to reorder eyes, and now I have no straight pins to hold on the hair so I can sew them on. But let me show you. These are absolutely adorable, and I'm going to show you what I have done and what I have left to do, which I will finish later. So I just love these. The pattern it didn't really say how much yarn. While it said one ball of this color, which I got everything done in it, except I ran out of yarn for her ears, and his ears I made differently because I was running out. I played yarn chicken, so I made up my own ears, which didn't fold in two. I just made them single layered. And to me, they would look better than what the other ones would have been. And for her ears, I could either use the Parfait yarn in a peach color, which would have made it look like she had very cold ears, but instead I just found a acrylic yarn that pretty much matched the same color. And I still need to sew on the hats. This is the original pattern, which I thought it looked a little bit witchy, but you would fold it down anyways. But for the Elves hats, I always thought they were sort of this shape with, some of them had the little up and down trim. But I thought they were sort of this shape that they could fold in two, like half a triangle or a triangle. Anyways, I only have one hand. And her hair still needs to be styled and sewed on. They're not sewed on. That's why I need straight pins to fasten down the pattern, put all the hair in place. One strand will go in front of the ears. Then her hair goes up into a curly fashion. And the same with his. His needs to be sewed all around the base and to hold the hair down in place. I love how his little ears stick out. They are so cute, and I need to just embroidery a tiny little, well, a little mouth, just like I did with their eyebrows. Just a little embroidery. And she has eyelashes. I didn't give him any. And then maybe I'll put a little blush on their cheeks and nose. They are so adorable. And I'm going to make him a pair of suspenders. I went and did a slip stitch around the top of his pants to make it like a seam of his pants. And then I'll put, I'm still going to put 2 suspenders. They don't come off. They are crocheted right on. This is how his pants were. So I just made like, they look like they can pull off and on. But they're so cute. And this hat is cute too. It's just, It's almost more like Santa's hat. It's so long, peaky. So I don't know if the real elves have hats like Santa. So that's sort of why I thought about this one. But I'll watch TV, and if I see them with hats that look just like Santa's, though I think that's more like the elf type, I'm going to have to catch a couple of TV shows and see which one, because I have enough yarn to make them both the same. Anyways, yes, they need a little decoration. Now the original pattern has little white snowflakes, and I'm gonna maybe put on some little Christmas bells. Any tiny little Christmas ornaments will look cute. So that is how these cute Christmas elves turned out. So when I go places, I like to take a little knitting or crochet with me, in which I didn't want to lug all the pieces for these guys because that's a lot to carry around and I have to concentrate what I am doing. So I dug out a ball of cotton. This is Premier Home cotton, and it's 85% recycled cotton and 15% polyester. Polyester is great for the strength and a bit of extra softness. So I threw a washcloth on, and depending how I make it for the pattern, whether it will be a dishcloth or a face cloth. So this is what I made. This is knitted. And this is called the bee stitch. That's what it looks like. And I weighed it, and it's just slightly over half of the weight. I think it was 39 grams. So that's almost 80 grams, which would cut me short of 2 or 3 rows to knit. So I don't have enough, if I use this pattern, to make a second one. But if I use a lacy pattern for another face cloth, for the same size, I should have enough. If I only had a little bit left, which I have almost enough for another this size, and I don't have any more of this color, but if I only had a little bit left, I would make some little round facial pads, because I like using those too. They're good for removing makeup or using really nice facial cleanser. So just the little round ones, you can make a bunch of them and put them into a set. So every month I've been knitting something from the Saltwater Mittens book. And I got a little bit behind because I was making these cuties, and this is what I was taking, and I was doing I was working on this advent calendar, in which I don't have the time right now to finish it, but this is what it is, and I really enjoyed it. And my sister is going to come visit me next week, so I want to dig the rest out when she comes to visit me from up north. I haven't seen her for a year, and she will be staying here for a few days. So with all this on the go, I did fall behind on my monthly makes from Saltwater Mittens Classics. Let me show you. So every month I make something out of this book. And this is who it is by. And I always use Briggs and Little wool because our wool mill is only like an hour from here, and they are the oldest wool mill in Canada. So I love using it with her patterns. I do believe she might use the same wool that I do. If not, it will be one from her local area because she lives in Newfoundland. And so this is from the island of Newfoundland, and they call us mainlanders. Yeah. So I am making a pair of trigger mittens from that book. Let's see if I can adjust my... So this is the end of July, and these should be done. But I had so many projects, and I had dental appointments, and I was in the hospital 5 weeks ago from surgery, which I began. Those guys, the last day I was in the hospital, I began making their boots. And believe me, I did not feel like, you know, doing a big project trying to recuperate from the hospital. But I was called in. I waited a whole year, and I was supposed to begin those two little fellas, I think right around the same time they called me in for my surgery. And I was thinking, oh no, how am I going to do this when I had already promised to begin it? So it really slowed me down, and I didn't realize I should have ordered 2 skeins of yarn for both dolls, like 1 skein each. I didn't see anything in the pattern that said order 1 for each. So I needed 2 green, I needed 2 reds, and was that it? The white, which is marshmallow, I think. Oh, I was fine with that, but like I said, I ran out on her ears, and I ran out on like half for his ears. So yeah, I did run short. So actually 2 skeins of that as well, with a lot left over. So anyways, this is what I'm on to now, and they are going to be my trigger mittens. So for the month of August, I will be making an extra pair of something to go along with these to play catch up, but no other projects. But until next time, everybody, happy yarning. Bye.